Well, you must be an accountant or an IT specialist.
IT specialist.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, a manufacturing engineer, but that's what I'm trained to do. But I've been working in the computer industry for years because there's not a lot going on in manufacturing.
Well, and thanks to Mr. Dell, he moved the last of the manufacturing of his computers in the States to guess where?
China?
India. Yeah.
Let me tell you something that is really interesting. Mexico is becoming the country of choice for low-cost labor. Even China is moving manufacturing plants to Mexico.
Yeah, but
to the maquiladoras.
Yeah, but you have to beat your way through the drug cartels and everything else, and don't look like you have any money. Or if you're working with the federales, you'll be dead.
I'd rather live in Russia.
Well,
beautiful country.
I'd much rather live in the United. Terry, I don't know how you feel about this, but I like this country very much. It's very diverse. It's got a lot of different regional stuff. We got deserts. We got the biggest fresh water in the world. We got mountains. We got lakes. We got plains. We got everything. We got everything except one thing: a solid constitutional government that respects its people. We get that back, baby. This is the prime real estate of the planet.
That kind of leads me to my question for Bob, if I may.
Go ahead.
I read a book recently and read it again because it seemed like it's by James Wesley Rawls.
Patriots Surviving the Coming Collapse. Yes.
That's it. Chilling novel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if that is actually, in your view, a plausible scenario.
Let me put it to you this way. I know James Rawls. Yeah. He was truly an officer out at Fort Huachuca in the Army Intel. I'll finish that story when we get back from the break. 800-313-9443.
The National Intel Report, the Real Talk Radio Show.
We are back. Your statement there, Terry. It first hit the web as the end of the world as we know it, and I think the book is in its 26th printing. And by the way, James Wesley Rawls' wife died a couple of months ago of cancer, and these two were like two peas in a pod. So I know the man is hurting, but at any rate, back to the book. It was a scenario that was done in novel form, but it truly is a survival handbook for people and what they're going to have to do to band together for mutual protections. I've cautioned people, if you buy one copy of this book, you had better buy two, because you're going to want to loan this out, but more importantly, you're going to want to read it again and again and again and again, because it truly is, as I said, a Bible for survival in this country under the footing of an economic collapse. Now, I had not met James Wesley Rawls. He and I got to be pretty good friends. But before that, my take on this was exactly the same. It wasn't going to be biologicals or nuclear backpack weapons going off in the country. It was going to be a collapse, a financial collapse. Without he or I speaking to each other years ago, we reached that same conclusion. So, Patriots Surviving the Coming Collapse in its 26th printing, and we can still get copies of that if anybody wants to get the book. Terry.
Oh, yes. That's one of the things I was wondering about, if, how this is going to play out with regard to the next year and a half. Some of the predictions that I've heard, the economy will be essentially come to an end in the next 2 years. We've stored up as much gold as we possibly could, a few months to operate on as far as paying our bills. But they've just pulled the plug on me at work, and all of the guys I was laid off with None of us have gotten interviews. And it's looking like we're going to have to make a job rather than actually get one from one of these corporations.
Well, and here's the problem, Terry, as I've seen it unfold. We're going on their timetable. They're doing what they want to do financially. They're literally stealing trillions of dollars and the rest of the wealth, whatever is left out there, as real wealth goes. The transference continues. But nobody, and I mean hardly anybody, is taking a look at this scenario and going, okay, I know what they're doing. What are we doing? And I see nothing. I mean, we got the CC09 thing going on. I don't know what the heck's going to come out of that. They've got stuff that they're vetting out, and the people are going to take it back to their state legislators, and that's fine and dandy. I hope that they're not ignored, but my gut feeling is that they will be. What we've got to do with this is start the political process, and when I say political, folks, don't hold your nose, because every organized society has a structure, okay? Ours have gone terribly wrong and have gotten off the roadmap because they don't use the Constitution anymore. What we should be doing right now, and this is why I'm going to do the Elected Representative Network, is we're going to bring statesmen on, seated state legislators and state senators, that we can work with these people. They're already in the seats. We just have to support these people, let them propose the bills, the grassroots political organizations behind them in every state. I don't know that any state in this union is not in trouble right now. And get behind these people, and let's start throwing open the doors of these state legislators and start throwing out these damn communists. And let's start backing these people. Let's get on. I mean, there are people right now, Greg Evenson, Sheriff Richard Mack. They're doing the job with the sheriffs. They're talking to them. We should be talking to the legislature through these people that are truly statesmen, not politicians, because they get it wrong more than they ever get it right. And they fly under the banner and the umbrella of the Constitution. I don't care what destruction that they have in mind for us. I care about what we're doing. And so far, we ain't doing S with a capital S with a hit of any great effect. And I'm sitting here, and it's got me steamed. It's got me more than angry, because people are willing to kiss off a country by way of their inaction, just sitting back going, I don't know what to do. How about using your head? You know, that thing that's sitting on top of your shoulders that you haven't used for the past 20 years. Let's start there. And that wasn't directed at you, Terry.
Just don't do what people did in Zimbabwe and South Africa.
Which is?
Well, I mean, that's exactly why it's in the state it is in today. People didn't do anything.
Well, and I don't see...
And that's the end result. That's what happens when good people do nothing.
Well, when I left Zimbabwe, I told people exactly what was going to happen. And nobody listened.
Oh, Bob, everybody knew the road it was going, but nobody did anything to stop it.
Well, and, you know, guys...
And that's a perfect example for Americans to take a look at.
Okay, I'll tell you. Bob and Robbie, let's play the total truth game for the next 10 minutes. That we speak only the truth and what's really on our minds. Because I'm going to tell you what. We have a lot of people that are concerned. We have a lot of people in this country that know the game of the Fed Reserve and the IRS now. There is a core of people here that understand exactly what's going on and what has to be done. But they're not doing anything. And I'm telling you what. I'm going to tell you how this scenario... Terry, are you still with me? No, he's gone. This is how this scenario is going to play out. From my vantage point, what I've seen happen, they're going to continue with what they're doing right now. Bob, you still with me?
I sure am.
Okay. The economy is going to collapse. You've got your socialists now entrenched in Washington, D.C., along with communist little Congress, they're going to continue to do their social reengineering. And guided by the commander-in-chief, Barry Sartoro, they're going to continue to rout this country and empty it of the rest of its wealth. If you're sitting around for them, waiting for them to create jobs, they got no intentions of creating any jobs. This country has to go down because you could not stand to have a new world order with the United States standing over and out. This country must go down by their design, and they're doing exactly that. Having said that, we are sitting here. We have already got the rule book. We've already got the Constitution. We already have the first, second, and the rest of the amendments. We have what we need to put this country back on the right track.